Dairy does weird things to your body. It does weird things to your body.
Weird things.
So it does weird things, something, insulin, diet pop, bad. Is not a channel for 6-year-olds. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going over diet hacks or food hacks to help you get a six-pack. And the problem is I'm going over Alpha Male's video explaining this. And so you think because he has 6.5 million followers that he must know what he's talking about. I mean, the guy's in great shape, so he probably knows how to get you a six-pack. Problem is, he doesn't. Well, in general, he actually does. It's calories in, calories out, and by being in a deficit, you're going to burn fat, and eventually, you'll get abs. You can't spot reduce, there's no magic way to get this, and it's gonna take time. But let's go over his video. Does he actually give good tips? Does he give bad tips? Well, I'm gonna spoil it. He does both. Some are horrible, and some make sense. And so let's start out with the dairy.
The second ab showing hack, gentlemen, is to cut out or reduce the dairy, right? The cheeses, the milks.
And so Alpha Male's saying if you want to get abs, you gotta cut out or at least reduce the dairy. Why? Seriously, you're gonna tell us to do something. Can't you at least give us an argument as to how that would benefit us? You can't just make a video and say, cut out this, cut out that, not give any explanation why, and assume that people are gonna do it. Imagine, tip 1, cut out all vegetables. Tip 2, avoid all fruits, especially apples, because fruits that start with the letter A, well, they're the worst for you. You need to explain why.
Let me tell you, dairy does weird things to your body.
And so what is his proposed mechanism of action? As in, why is the dairy bad? It does weird things to the body. Weird things. And now I understand dumbing things down to the audience so that they can get it. But when you say dairy does weird things to the body, what are you doing this video for? 6-year-olds? Are 6-year-old children watching Alpha Male trying to learn how to get abs? Last I checked, his audience probably 13 years plus. And so I don't think he's offering any possible reason as to why you would cut out dairy. Weird things.
And what I found for me is that when I eliminate dairy, I see almost an instant difference in my body fat or the way that I actually look with my shirt off.
And so Alpha says, well, when I eliminate dairy, I almost see an instant difference in my body fat. You can't almost instantly reduce body fat. Losing body fat to the point where you can see it is a slow, meticulous process. It takes days, weeks, months, years to burn off all this fat. It's not almost instant, like, oh, I cut out dairy today and the next day, wow, I burn off a ton of body fat. The only way to burn off this said body fat is to be in a calorie deficit. And if the dairy that you're eating causes you to be in a surplus, then yeah, you're gonna slowly burn fat. But listen, dairy products are high in protein, lower calorie dense foods that are actually beneficial when you're on a diet. Now, granted, if you're an idiot and you choose the highest fat cheeses, the creams, ice creams, and so on, probably not a good plan when you're on a diet. But to think you can't have skim milk, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, fat-free cheese, how is that going to make you retain fat?
Almond milk. Gentlemen, almond milk has quickly become one of my favorite diet hack options, all right?
Next tip, almond milk. I like almond milk. That's a great tip. However, he says the reason for that is because it's not dairy, and so it's not going to impact your body fat and your leanness. You can't just say something's good for you because it's not dairy, therefore it doesn't impact your body fat or your leanness. Now, in Alpha Male's defense, perhaps he's allergic to dairy or has lactose intolerance. If that were the case, perhaps he gets bloated and retains water, has an upset stomach. Well, even if that were true, you can also consume lactose-free dairy products. Milk, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, cheese, you can get lactose-free versions. So really, there's no excuse to not have dairy.
The third diet hack to get leaner, sexier abs faster, gentlemen, is to cut out the pasta. When I eat pasta, I notice that I hold more subcutaneous water on my body, right? It makes me look softer.
Okay, next tip, you gotta cut out the pasta. Is Alpha Male a carbophobe? Well, last I checked, he still eats carbs. And so to say pasta somehow causes some kind of water retention under the skin, why? Is it in fact something about the pasta, or is it the carbs? If you are on a keto or low carb diet, you are going to store less glycogen, therefore less water. And so in cutting out or drastically reducing carbs, for example, pasta, you could in fact have less water under your skin. Why? Because your body's dehydrated, but that does not mean that you're lowering your body fat. And so I don't know if he's specifically targeting pasta, as if pasta has some magic ingredient in it that's causing people to retain water, or is it all things with carbs? Does this apply to rice, potatoes, oatmeal, crackers? We don't know. He doesn't say. So I don't think it's a good tip. I do believe if you're over consuming pasta and you're not in a deficit, you're not going to lose weight. But I see no reason to cut it out. I mean, what's next? You can't have bread? No more anabolic French toast? Please tell me I can still have my French toast.
So the next hack in order to get those abs to be sexy as hell, and that is make sure to drink and consume enough water. But the hack is actually to add a little bit of lemon. Not only does the lemon add a nice little something sexy to the water, make it taste a little bit better, it also acts as a natural diuretic. A diuretic basically is going to help your body flush the excessive water and make you look leaner.
And so the next tip is to drink a lot of water. That's a great tip, going to help you stay full. If drinking more water keeps getting you peeing, and so you won't retain as much water. Some people think the opposite. I'll never drink water and therefore I'll look leaner. But the more water you drink, the more you pee. But his tip is to add lemon juice to it. He thinks that it's going to be a diuretic, meaning you're just going to pee everything out. A natural diuretic. Problem with this advice is it's not true, or at least not enough to make any appreciable difference. Think of it. You really think that adding in lemon juice is going to be more beneficial than adding in other things? Lots of things are diuretics. Rather than adding in lemon juice, why don't you eat apples? Fruits, vegetables, they are going to be a diuretic as well. In fact, probably more so. What do you think will cause you to lose more water? Having asparagus or having lemon juice? Well, let's go to the internet and see what it says about lemon juice. Lemon water is a diuretic. In addition, any food that contains potassium could increase urine output. Could. So it could help you pee a little bit. And what are those foods, for example? That includes virtually all fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairy products. And so is he technically wrong? Well, I don't know. That is debatable. But he could have said, instead of adding lemon juice, add in fruits, vegetables, dairy products, and meats, and that could help you increase water output. And so does that make sense logically, using your head, knowing what you know now? Does it make sense to add in lemon juice when fruits, vegetables, dairy products, and meats can do the same thing? And so no, don't just think I'm going to add lemon juice to my water and I'm suddenly going to be shredded.
Diet sodas are really bad for your body, all right? Even though you think, oh, it's got 0 calories, 0 sugar, it does weird things to your body because your body and your insulin level still thinks that it's sweet.
Next up, cut out the diet pops. No. And what is proposed mechanism in action for this? Well, the diet pop, it does weird things again. You know, insulin stuff because it tastes sweet. So it does weird things, something, insulin, diet pop, bad. Is not a channel for 6-year-olds. You have to explain this better. And in fact, it's not true. Studies have actually shown that people who substitute in pop for diet pop versus water, those who substituted in the diet pop lost more weight and kept it off and were more satiated, as in they felt more full than those who drank water. And so this weird thing of the insulin and all that stuff, no, it's not doing weird things. Unless, of course, the weird thing is helping you to keep more full, allowing you to lose more weight with less feelings of hunger. My advice, drink diet pop. Drink the diet pop. If you're craving the diet pop in moderation, go for it.
A great alternative is some type of seltzer or sparkling water. It's a great way to give your body and your taste buds a little pop of sexiness without actually giving your body and your prostate the damage of artificial sweeteners.
Giving your body and your prostate damage from artificial sweeteners now? I mean, that is a stretch. He went from saying diet pop causes your body to do weird things with your insulin, and now it's causing damage to your prostate? Not sure, alpha male. Not sure.
There are some things that aren't bad for you that aren't going to F up your diet, that are going to add a little spice, a little pizzazz, a little life to your food, all right? Sriracha, amazing. Hot sauce, not bad. Yo, I know it's got sodium, but don't worry about that. You're drinking enough water.
The next tip is he says you could add in low-calorie sauces to your food to make them taste good. I'm a fan of doing this. But I like how he says, well, this is high in sodium, but that's okay because you're drinking water. That's okay. But earlier, he was adding in lemon juice to act as a diuretic. The more sodium you consume, the more water you're going to retain. So if you're actually concerned to the point of having lemon juice to act as a herbal diuretic, you're probably not going to want to consume as much sodium. Sodium going to make you retain water. I'm not saying not to eat and consume a lot of sodium, but where alpha male is encouraging people to have lemon juice to help as a diuretic, you would think if someone's that concerned that they would also be concerned with sodium. And so I do believe that having less sodium would make more of a difference than adding in lemon juice. So if you do want to, in fact, look ripped all the time, have abs showing, probably a better idea to go easy on the sodium.
Wait for it. Ketchup. All right, ketchup is one of those things that it does have like a lot of sugar, but honestly, you know, if you're eating super clean and you want a little bit of ketchup, don't worry about it. Eat your ketchup.
And I mean, he spent enough time to do this video, and he's encouraging you to use ketchup, even though it's got a lot of sugar, you know, carbs, calories, even though it's got a lot, go for it. Why? Because, well, he likes it. He has regular ketchup. If this is a diet hack video, why wouldn't you tell people to use no sugar added ketchup? I mean, if we're giving people advice, quality advice to help them lose weight, to show their abs off, why are we not telling them practical things they can actually do? So rather than saying, yeah, ketchup, it's got a lot of sugar, not really good for you, just go for it anyway, why don't you say, ketchup, switch over to no sugar added ketchup. Lowers the calorie content, still get a lot of the taste, and allows you to be in a deficit. If you're in a deficit, you're going to burn fat and have your better abs. I mean, was it that complicated? Am I a genius, a rocket scientist to have discovered no sugar added ketchup? I mean, is it that complicated?
Now let's talk a little bit about salads. I will make a big salad about twice a week.
That's interesting. He makes a big salad twice a week. From my experience in salads is they're not great later on. I like them fresh now, and so I would advise people to have a big salad whenever you're really hungry. If you're craving a lot of foods, you're like, I'm gonna binge on the salad. Just be careful not to use a lot of salad dressings, nuts, and high-calorie croutons and so on. By eating a lot of volume and all the lettuces and vegetables you're putting in your salad are going to be low in calories, it's going to allow you to be full and prevent you from over-consuming calories during that binge.
It's not any healthier a lot of times than like a burger because of all the crap you put on it, including some of the salad dressings.
And so he quickly opens the fridge. You can see a bunch of salad dressings. Here's my advice. Get light dressing. Not saying not to use dressing, use a light version. It's still gonna taste good. It's gonna have about half the calories, still has some of the fats, and you do need fats in your diet. And so when eating salads, you don't have to make them boring. You can still make a salad that tastes good. Just consume light dressing.
Last but certainly not least, the hack that honestly has helped me the most is don't have it in your house. If it's not there, you're not gonna eat it.
And his last tip, by far his best, don't have it in the house. Love this tip. I keep telling people, out of sight, out of mind. Allie bought Easter eggs for Easter, had them sitting on the countertop. Every single time I went to the kitchen, I wanted some. Had to use willpower not to eat it. And guess what? One of those times had 10. You're thinking, oh, just 10. Calories add up. If they were not there, I would have had zero cravings for it. But because they were there, I wanted it every time I went to the kitchen. The kitchen's in my living room. I'm always wanting it. I shouldn't have to use willpower around my house. I don't want to. Why struggle? Why force yourselves to go through the torture of not eating it? And you might be thinking, yeah, but it's not a big deal. You can eat it. And remember, a little goes a long way. If you eat an additional 100 calories a day in surplus, you'll on average gain 1 pound of fat a month, 10 pounds of fat in a year. And so those little chocolates sitting around the house that are always in sight that you're eating, that you wouldn't have eaten had you not seen it, that could result 10 pounds of added fat in a year just from having an extra 100 calories a day. That's not much, but you can see just the difference that it can make.
I don't have amazing willpower. I think about it. I'm like, ooh, I got salted cashews. I'm going to go have a handful, right? And you're like, that's a handful of nuts. No big deal. After 6 handfuls of nuts, it's an extra like 3,000 calories.
What the hell size hands does Alpha Male have? Thought Alpha Male was short. Is he not 5'5", 5'6"? 6 handfuls of nuts is 3,000 calories? What kind of hands does this guy have? Somebody find a video of him palming basketball, slam dunking, because there is no way there's 500 calories in a handful of nuts.
Now, the truth is you got to exercise as well. I'm a firm believer doing cardio is important, not only for your body fat, but also your heart and your lungs.
He's also a fan of cardio. Remember, cardio helps you to burn calories, but not only that, it's important for your heart health. You're gonna live a longer, better life by doing cardio, so do not neglect cardio. Can you get abs without cardio? Yes, but why would you want to do that when cardio is going to make you healthier? Hope you learned something. And before we go, let me remind you, click the link in the description to become a newsletter subscriber. Giving away 5 free recipes, also giving away free shit every single week. Get the message, you can win free gift cards, free supplements, free stuff every single week. Also working on diet and training programs free. That's right, you join the newsletter list and soon after, you're going to be getting free programs. That's right, a training plan designed by me. Diet by me for free. Do I have to say that again? Free, F-R-E-E. Free. So join now, click the link in the description. Ending it here. Please watch the bottom bloop followed by the top. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algo, and until next time, buy my friggin' cookbook. I'm out.